Hola amigos, bienvenidos a un video más en mi canal y les tengo algo que estamos en The Crew Motorfest porque ya está disponible la nueva playlist que es Luxury Cycles Europe. Esa es una nueva playlist para solo es para autos lujosos europeos como Francia, Reino Unido, Alemania, Italia y todo eso. Entonces, ese es completamente gratuito, no es necesario comprar un auto para participar en esta playlist, pero al finalizar esto te van a dar 1 millón de créditos de The Crew, amigos. Entonces, vamos a participar en esto porque ya están todos esos disponibles y hay algunos youtubers que han jugado The Crew Motorfest que han participado en algunas de estas semanas que se han desbloqueado esto y esto de ahí. Y por último está el del Band Trick del 2024 que lo hemos conducido. Si no lo vieron, les dejo el link de la descripción para que ustedes lo puedan verlo. Y ahorita sí, comencemos y les dejo con esta cinemática, amigos. Así que vámonos.
As the Motorfest archivist, I had the privilege to be invited by prestigious European car manufacturers for a special visit. This was the beginning of my European tour, and the starting point for your new car culture experience. My journey would let me spend time among the finest machines the old continent has produced. French elegance, German peak engineering.
Welcome to the Porsche Museum. First and foremost, Porsche is something you have to drive. You have to sit in, you have to feel. If you sit in the car, then you directly recognize this is a Porsche.
British craftsmanship.
Experience the bike that we already love. Character, performance, detail, quality, style.
I'll relate my journey for you and for my archives. These are my luxury chronicles.
This time, the Motorfest will deliver this playlist to you on a weekly basis. Each week, a new chapter of the Luxury Chronicles for you to enjoy the luxury cars throughout the whole season.
My trip back to Europe would lead me first to France, with a schedule full of promise. I couldn't wait to meet the people from Bugatti, embodiment of French car luxury, and spend time with some of the most brilliant machines in the country. But my very first meeting was with an equally interesting manufacturer and a rather peculiar car. Genti Automobile and their first creation, the Accolone. My European journey was starting far from the buzzing cities, in the small village of Saint-Yor, in central France. When you get these notes, driver, you'll be driving the roads of Maui in the very cars I'm writing about, to get a proper French luxury feel without leaving Hawaii or the festival. Accolone and Genti automobile was such an interesting starting point for my tour. A newcomer to the French luxury car market, and their very first machine. This was very exciting. I got to learn everything I needed to know about this car. A car born from the passion of a creator who dreamed of building his own luxury hypercar with 4-figure horsepower and an unparalleled power-to-weight ratio from scratch. By the time you, driver, get my notes, the result should be in your hands. Excellence, rarity, and soul. The Accolone by Genti Automobile. Despite its rare and premium nature, luxury cars can take many forms and come from many places. Of course, they often come from well-established luxury manufacturers, and I was about to see a lot of these on my journey. But my visit at Genti has shown us that a luxury car can bloom from the vision and passion of a single person. And today, my second stop in France has shown that luxury cars can also come from manufacturers that usually keep their distance from the luxury world. This stop was about a French everyday car manufacturer, Citroën, and their famous Citroën GT. The GT is a car which, according to its main engineer in 2008, was meant to be the supercar of 2025, the same year as this European trip. Talk about apropos. This car was originally made for a video game, but it had such an impact that they decided to make it a reality. At the time, the possibility of having the GT be mass-produced was real. But in the end, the incredible vehicle would remain a concept car for the world to admire and a very privileged few to drive. Cologne and this Citroën GT, my tour was off to a great start. And it was only the beginning. At last, it was finally time for me to make a stop in Molsheim, home of the French luxury car brand par excellence, Bugatti. There is absolutely no way I could have skipped this more than 110-year-old institution. My enthusiasm was vindicated, as I got to spend some time with the legendary machine that is the 1936 Type 57 SC Atlantic, designed by Jean Bugatti, one of the most beautiful Bugattis ever made. A car that embodies Bugatti's pioneering spirit and passion for perfection. What a pleasure it was to take this venerable machine through the picturesque countryside roads of France. Four units of this car were made at the time, including a single all-black version that John Bugatti kept for himself. Unfortunately, its whereabouts are a long-standing mystery, as that particular vehicle disappeared during World War II. Or did she? To be honest, this special moment with Bugatti was one of the highlights of my European tour, especially when you know which car they're going to bring next. La Voiture Noire, a direct tribute to that all-black Type 57 SC I just mentioned. One of the most beautiful and most expensive cars in the world. Exclusivity, artistry, performance, and luxury. A car that is undoubtedly a worthy successor to Jean Bugatti's personal masterpiece. I'm pretty sure the man would have loved to see this. Anyway, for me, this was the perfect end to a perfect day. Festival goers, I hope you'll enjoy driving these as much as I did admiring them in their native land. Day 4 of my glorious French sojourn. I was staying at Bugatti's for another day, and as the icing on the cake, Bugatti served me one last exclusive piece of art on a plate. The Bugatti Vision GT. Another car originally designed for the video game industry that made it to the real world, for my pleasure and yours. If you're currently driving this car, and I believe you are, be cautious. This car may be a jewel. Once awakened, she becomes a beast. With that, my time with Bugatti and the French section of my tour were coming to an end. My next destination, Germany. After a marvelous French introduction, I was now flying to Germany to pursue my work on the European luxury brands. I was expecting great things from the upcoming meetings. This leg of the journey was a promising one, as I was about to meet my esteemed counterpart at Porsche.
My name is Frank Jung, and I'm responsible here at the Porsche AG for the corporate archive and the car collection. The archive is kind of the memory of the brand, the memory of Porsche. In between the 80 cars we're showing here, the car GT is one of the top stars. Top sports car of its time, a high-performance machine. And it's mainly made by hand.
My luxury chronicles were really shaping up, with one incredible encounter after another. And now, I was about to see Porsche as never before, with a special focus on the Porsche Carrera GT. talking about German luxury cars without talking about Porsche would be nonsense. It is one of the names that belongs in the pantheon of luxury car culture. Car born from a streak of Porsche victories, made to compete with the greatest. Top sports car in the 2000s, and dare I say, one of the top sports cars of all time. What a day, and what a car. I couldn't have dreamed of a better way to start my trip in Germany. My Germany tour is officially on. After an incredible first stop in Stuttgart, I had the distinct pleasure of spending a day with Apollo Automobile and an absolute marvel of a car, the Apollo Project Evo. This car, which is still under development as I write these lines, is definitely one of the boldest and most aggressive-looking cars I've seen in my long career. The active aerodynamics, the fins, that rear spoiler, and X-Light signature, everything in this car's design screams, "You're getting eaten alive." And this interior, you really have to see it to believe it. Nothing short of a superhero car. Luxury is elegance, fine materials, and high-precision craftsmanship. But it is also the freedom to embrace a hardline approach and go all the way. my trip was getting me to dig even deeper into German car culture. The people from Audi were now expecting me in the beautiful town of Ingolstadt in Bavaria. The car that they had prepared for me, and the one you, driver, should be driving when you get these notes, was a great surprise and a great addition to our luxury vehicle experience. The 2020 Audi R8 LMS GT2. A true racing car, as it was built for a very specific grand touring competition, the GT2 European Series. Yet also a true luxury car, as the GT2 event is in fact a particular championship designed for amateur pay drivers, a racing category for what we call the gentleman drivers. A category in which this Audi R8 is queen. Audi R8 LMS GT2, a car that was first introduced at Goodwood's Festival of Speed. One might wonder why. My last day in Germany led me to Mercedes for yet another thrilling ride. My ultimate appointment in this country was set with the breathtaking Mercedes AMG 1. The one and only, as Mercedes would say. Like all the German machines I had the pleasure to admire over the course of my trip, the Mercedes AMG 1 was indubitably on the powerful side. That's an understatement, as the One was built from the dream of bringing Formula One technology to the road. A dream that was meant to come true. Everything in this car screams Formula One. Powertrain, materials, interior. And I believe world champion Lewis Hamilton himself helped Mercedes in the development of this car. To the driver who'll get behind the wheel of this machine in the festival, you're probably not ready. My German trip was ending wonderfully with this Mercedes AMG 1. I was content and ready to move on to the last part of my trip. After a roller coaster of a trip through France and Germany, my luxury car pilgrimage was bringing me back to my home, Great Britain. My first encounter alone was enough to justify the trip, as I was about to meet yet another fascinating individual.
My name's Stuart Wood. I'm Chief Engineer at Triumph. We're in the Triumph Factory Visitor Experience here in Hinckley. It's a great display of motorbikes. If I had to pick just one bike, it's going to have to be the Rocket 3. It's got high performance, very high capability, high specification, really stunning looks. It really is phenomenal.
A delightful meeting that would be followed by other great surprises from my homeland. My European journey was slowly coming to an end. Yet I still had so much to see to complete my luxury chronicles. Starting with a keenly anticipated stop in Hinckley.
We pay a lot of attention to the detail and how well the bike works.
And a special rendezvous with the Triumph Rocket 3R. Cloudy grey skies and damp asphalt. I was back home, no doubt. And I couldn't be happier. I had a whole day with Triumph ahead of me, surrounded by passionate people to guide me through their motorcycle universe. Stuart Wood, concept engineer, had shared with me everything you could ever want to know about Triumph. Their 100 years of existence, the attention to detail, the perfect combination of performance and visual design. Fascinating. this Rocket 3. Big and powerful, with a remarkable 2.5-liter engine, but still easy to ride. An extreme motorcycle with a huge presence. A Triumph bike through and through. British craftsmanship, style, the passion of a whole biker community. This was shaping up to be another highlight of this European trip. All I could do is enjoy the moment. Raw performance has never looked as good as it does on a Triumph. I believe that's what they call character. My next British stop was McLaren, with the most exclusive McLaren there is, the Elva. The extreme expression of what a McLaren car can be. Fifth in the McLaren Ultimate Series, a line that encompasses McLaren's most advanced design, engineering, and performance. Like McLaren says, the Elva is a car that needs no destination, designed to deliver nothing but the purest possible driving experience. Light, powerful, split-second agility, with no roof, no windshield. This is a car that plays with your senses and builds a connection between the driver, the car, and the elements. A car directly in line with the experimental legacy of the founder of the brand himself, Bruce McLaren. Renowned driver and engineer, always looking to push aerodynamics further. The Elva is a beautiful tribute to that heritage. I wasn't initially sure I'd have the time for this detour at McLaren, but I was so glad I made the trip. Jaguar CX-75 concept. C stands for concept, X for experimental, and 75 as a tribute to Jaguar's 75th anniversary. A breathtaking hypercar that unfortunately couldn't be mass-produced. Yet this prototype alone is quite the celebrity in the luxury car world. An elegant and avant-garde design so popular when it came out that she received the Louis Vuitton prize at the Paris Mondial de l'Automobile in 2010. Star of the 007 movie Spectre, along with her co-star, the Aston Martin DB10. Another British concept. Quite the life for a concept car, isn't it? Movie star, muse, prestigious prize winner. And this is only scratching the surface of what this car could have been. Bentley. Could I really go on a tour of the greatest luxury car brands of Europe without stopping by this prestigious manufacturer's headquarters in Crewe? Impossible. So there I was, at Bentley, face to face with splendid machines, and notably, the Bentley Mulliner Bacala. Bacala is gorgeous and impressive from afar, but also incredibly well crafted from up close. I was dealing with the elite of British luxury and design refinement there. Extremely exclusive. Only 12 units have been made. Produced by Mulliner, the oldest coach builder in the world, and a serious token of quality. But, needless to say, such prestige comes with a significant price tag. Just like this beautiful day with Bentley, my trip was slowly coming to an end. My next stop will be the last of this Luxury Chronicles journey. Today was the ultimate day of my European luxury tour. And it wasn't just any day. It was a day with Aston Martin. I had decided from the very beginning to save Aston Martin for last. For this brand is quite unique when it comes to famous British cars. Aston, as a tribute to the Aston Hill race from the early 20th century, and Martin, from Lionel Martin, co-founder of the brand. The name Aston Martin now resonates in a very special way everywhere around the world. It embodies the British modern luxury touch, so to speak. Cars that are fast, cars that are beautifully crafted, and on top of that, cars that now come with an unmissable pop culture connection that started with the appearance of the DB5 in the Goldfinger movie in 1964. As a result, Aston Martin cars nowadays have undoubtedly become some of the most desirable cars in the world.
Y luego pudimos terminar el evento, pero ustedes van a verlo en la siguiente cinemática, porque al final logramos terminar el último evento, que era con el Aston Martin. Así que véanlo en la siguiente cinemática.
New playlist ahead. Let's go.
No tan rápido, cara. Lo que pasa es que todavía no tengo autos y necesito ahorrar más créditos para participar más playlists que va a venir próximamente. Y ya les voy a hablar sobre la nueva actualización de la temporada 8 de The Crew Motorfest, amigos, porque ahorita ya acabamos de terminar el evento de playlist de Luxury Chronicles Europe y fue asombroso escuchar toda la historia de cada marca, como la marca de las motos británicos, Aston Martin, Bugatti, hasta el Bugatti el del 45 que me costó conducirlo, de veras, o sea, era muy difícil de conducirlo, pero el Bugatti La Boitinuri me costó conducirlo bastante. Yo creo que los autos lujosos de Europa son bastante caros, pero cuando consiga más créditos lo voy a tenerlo y lo vamos a tener próximamente al canal, pero vamos a guardar esos créditos para ahorrarlos, amigos. Y bueno, nada más que quiero agradecerles por acompañarme en este video. Si te gustó este video, deja tu like, suscríbanse, comparte este video con tus amigos y activa la campanita para que no se pierda ni un video nuevo. Y nos despedimos y nos vemos en el siguiente video, así que